Many have tried, many have failed, only one has ever succeeded. This is Ninja Warrior of Halo! Hello guys, welcome back to Ninja Warrior of Halo. We've just completed Stage 1. 100 challenges tried, and although several top competitors failed, we have 13 men moving on. And today these 13 will take on the second stage. This remains unchanged from the last tournament in regards to obstacles, but there has been a slight reduction in the time limit. There is now just 77 seconds on the clock, and with 6 obstacles, as usual, our challenger's speed will be pushed to the limit. In the last tournament, a record 15 made it to this stage and 7 failed. Amongst the 13 that have made it today are 6 challengers that were also amongst the 15 that beat Stage 1 in the last tournament, and 2 newcomers. So the question is, who has what it takes to defeat this stage and advance to the third stage? Let the battle for Stage 2 commence. And kicking off the second stage is a returning competitor to this stage. It is iGametypes. iGametypes has been competing since the first ever Halo Reach tournament and is today making his 13th appearance. He's established himself as one of the most recognised and successful competitors on this course, but in recent tournaments he has struggled, failing the last obstacle in the last 3 consecutive tournaments. But he bounced back today and advanced to the second stage for the first time since tournament 11. However, if Gametypes thought the worst was behind him, he'd be wrong. Although he's made it to this stage 7 times now, in 6 previous attempts he's only beaten it once. That was back in tournament 6, failing it on the other 5 occasions, including the last 4 times in a row. All on 4 different obstacles. 2 of them actually have been on the very first obstacle of Stage 2. His most recent failure in Tournament 11 saw him go out on the Spider Walk. So the question is, with Gametypes having managed to break his losing streak on Stage 1, can he do the same on Stage 2? Gametypes, one of the most experienced and most successful competitors on this course. 6 obstacles, 77 seconds. First is the chain reaction. Go down the slide, launch, bounce off the shield, and across to the other side. Sounds easy. It's not as easy as it sounds. But he's through, and onto the brick climb. The unfailable obstacle, really. Just got to get up it as fast as you can. Faster you get up it, more time you save, and every second counts on this stage, guys. Now for the spider walk, probably the toughest obstacle on this stage, because of how long it is. Oh, he slipped! He's made a mistake! He was going up the upward section, and he slipped down. That's going to cost him a lot of time. That could be crucial. He's up now and going across the across section. Now down the downward section. Moving nicely onto the bounce tank. It's like the rolling ball, only the track is not as angled, so there's more emphasis on you getting the ball rolling, whether it's shooting it, smacking it, punching it, being weird with it. Doesn't matter as long as you get over it. Now for the metal spin. This has been made slightly easier from the last tournament. Land on the column, get across to the other side, and now onto the vehicle ramps with 13 seconds left on the clock. That's definitely not how to do it, Gametypes. Come on! 3 ramps that get further and further apart. He just gets the first one. He only just gets the second one. This is going to be so close. Gametypes! Oh, yes! He's done it with just 1 second left on the clock. Gametypes on his return to Stage 2 for the first time since Tournament 11. He's only gone and beaten the second stage. It looked like it was going to be another Stage 2 failure when he slipped up here on the spider walk. But he went at a good pace after this obstacle, and for the second time ever, he is moving on to Stage 3. Well, after that fiery start, how will newcomer Killer the Man do? First ever appearance, and it's the 9th tournament in a row we've had at least 1 newcomer make it to the second stage. And of course there's 2 newcomers that have made it in this tournament, him and Asians. We've got 1 Asian guy, and we've got an Australian guy. How will he fare? Of course, recognisable from Smokey's course, but he's looking to put on a good performance on this course. Onto the spider walk. The longest obstacle made up of 3 sections, going up, going across, and going down. Moving nicely, he's using every column at the moment. Perhaps not completely necessary. Going down the downward section. Nicely through, and onto the balance tank. He's not taking a gun with him, so it's going to be all down to him just walking on the back of it and getting it to roll, which means it is going to roll a little bit slower, but he has got it going at a very nice pace at the moment. Onto the metal spin. He's familiar with this obstacle. Oh, he doesn't take that big of a run up! Oh, only just made it! Onto the vehicle ramps with a couple more seconds than Game Types had. Is Killer the Man going to beat it on his first ever try? Oh, he's stuck as well. Going crazy. 10 seconds as the klaxon sounds. He goes for it on the third one. He lands it, and he beats the second stage as well. 2.7 seconds left on the clock. Well done to Killer the Man. On his first ever try on the course. An absolutely fantastic performance. He went at a solid pace all the way through. He was a little bit careful on the spider walk, but he went through the balance tank really quickly. Only just made the metal spin, but he made it nonetheless. And on he's only ever been to stage 3 once on Smoky Massacre's course, and on his first ever try on this course, he will be getting a crack at the 3rd stage. Well, what a start! 2 clears out of 2. Can our next competitor make it 3 for 3? Next up is Cam2602. One of the competitors, one of the record 15 challengers that made it to this stage in the last tournament. He ran out of time on the vehicle ramps on what was his first ever attempt on stage 2. Now he's made it for the 2nd time. Can he go one step further? I say he timed out on the vehicle ramps. He timed out literally as he got onto the obstacle, so there is room for improvement, I guess. He's onto the spider walk. Going a little bit slowly at the moment. For a stage that's all about speed, Cam is not really showing it at the moment. Going across the across section, skips a couple of columns. That's really going to help him. Whoa! I've never seen that before in the downward section. Skipping a column, going down. That's risky, but he got it to work. Saved him a lot of time. But now he's losing all that time here on the balance tank. Taking forever to get it rolling. You could just push it onto the track and then get onto it, Cam. Still rolling slowly. This is not looking good at the moment for Cam. Onto the metal spin. This is like grandma speed. Come on, Cam, hurry up. 10 seconds as the klaxon sounds as he reaches the vehicle ramps. He ran out of time on this obstacle in the last tournament, and he's going to do it again. He's going to run out of time. He goes for it on the 2nd one, and on the 3rd one, bit of a crash landing. He has made it to the finish line, but he is out of time once again for the 2nd tournament in a row. Bad luck to Cam. Good effort, but not good enough. Now we're on to the 2nd of our newcomers. This is Asians. Arguably the most surprising person to make it to stage 2 in this tournament. I don't think really anyone was expecting him to make it to this stage, but he has made it. So can he replicate Killer the Man's success and make it to the 3rd stage? Nicely through the chain reaction, onto the brick climb. Moving nicely up it. The only obstacle ever to have a 100% success rate on it. We haven't got any Yamadas. Onto the spider walk. This obstacle is this is a long obstacle. You can see that he's slightly taking his time. A lot of competitors take their time because they don't want to risk slipping up on the spider walk. But if you take too long, it's going to cost you too much time. I think I can see Alpha Puma in the background there. He's onto the balance tank. Oh, nicely done. Gets it rolling quickly. That's the kind of thing you want to do. Even if he did almost fall off the front of it there, but he's going nicely. He jumps off. Oh no, he's come up short. Oh no, Asians! He's down on the balance tank. The 3rd person in the last 4 tournaments to fail the balance tank. Well, next up is Master Nuramak, the freaky, crazy, weird technique-y kind of guy. Can he show off some weird techniques on stage 2, just as he did on stage 1? On his debut in the last tournament, he ran out of time at the very end of the stage. So can he just go that little step further to make it this time? Oh, he slips! Jeez, this is risky technique there. He's hanging off the edges of the columns. It didn't work for him and it cost him time. But he's onto the spider walk, took the shortcut onto it. Uses the window to get up to the top. We've seen that a couple of times before. It is a little bit risky, but it's quick. Heading downwards and onto the balance tank. There you go, shooting it to get it onto the track. You are allowed to do that on this ball-based obstacle. And he goes for the stopper, just like he did in the last tournament. Little things like this, guys. Other people don't do it, but he likes to do it, and it does save time. Onto the metal spin nicely, and across with 15 seconds on the clock. Can he beat stage 2 as well? Can he beat it for the first time ever? 10 seconds as the klaxon sounds. One jump. I think Nuramac's going to do it. Yes. And 3.7 seconds left on the clock. Nuramac, like Killer the Man, beats stage 2 for the first time ever. And on only his second ever appearance, he will be moving on to the 3rd stage. Well done to Master Nuramac. And following that success, the floodgates opened as we saw a string of more successes, continued by returning veteran sidexshowxfreak, who for the 2nd appearance in a row made it to the 3rd stage, just like he did in Tournament 13. Then we had iSpiteful, who was taking on this stage for the 6th straight tournament in a row. A new record, and although he was a little bit slower compared to how he went in the last tournament, he was still able to make it to the finish line for the 3rd tournament in a row. And then we had Elite MKB, who continued his comeback in style by bagging himself what is currently the fastest time of 4.8 seconds. And to move on to the 3rd stage for the 6th time in his career, I believe. Nicely done by Elite. Didn't really have any problems. And once again moving on to the 3rd stage. Then we had the godfather, the old man of Halo jumping, Double Ump, who once again gave us a crash course in how to levitate on the balls. And like Spiteful, it was a close call, but he did make it, finishing with 2.2 seconds left on the clock to also make it to the 3rd stage for the 3rd appearance in a row. Finally, the Grand Champion Re95, who was taken on this stage for the 9th time in his career, continued his 100% success rate on this stage by beating it for a 9th time, and also just beating Elite MKB's time by a 10th of a second to get what is currently the fastest time of 4.9 seconds. Took his time at the end here, but for the 9th time in a row, Re is moving on to the 3rd stage. Well, after that string of successes, we now only have 3 competitors left to go. Next up is Sane the Legend, who got the slowest time through stage 1, so he will have to be keeping an eye on the clock here. Now, he failed the chain reaction on his first appearance, but it doesn't look like he's going to fail it today. Yes, he's through it. No matter what happens from here on out, this is a personal best for Sane. He made it to this stage on his debut all the way back in Tournament 10, only to fail the very first obstacle. He then failed stage 1 3 times in a row before finally getting back today. Took the shortcut onto the spider walk there. He's clearly been watching the show, or watching the experts. Probably watching the show. Probably watching the experts. Who knows? But he's through and heading down the spider walk nicely. Only his 2nd time on stage 2, but it will feel like it's his first time on stage 2 because of the fact that he failed the first obstacle on his first try. Moving through the bounce that nicely. Could perhaps be rolling it a little bit faster. Took a little while to get off it there, but he's got 20 seconds left on the clock here. Metal spin. Can he handle this? Yes, he can. Onto the vehicle ramps. Is it going to be glory for Sane the Legend as well? 10 seconds as the klaxon sounds. First ramp done. 2nd ramp. Nicely done. Quickly through the 3rd one. And yes, Sane the Legend finishes the stage. 1.1 seconds left on the clock. It's yet another close finish for Sane, just like on stage 1. But finish it he did, and Sane the Legend will be advancing to the 3rd stage. He overcame the chain reaction where he failed 5 tournaments ago on his last appearance in stage 2, and then after that he was smooth, solid and calm throughout the whole stage. Did what he had to do, handled the metal spin nicely, and Sane the Legend will be moving on for the first time ever to the 3rd stage. Which now brings us on to our next competitor, who is making his way to the start line. Next up is the All-Star, Drago is Sick. This is Drago's 13th appearance on the course, and he's also created a little bit of history today by becoming the first competitor to beat Stage 1 10 times. Although he's made it to this Stage 2 more times than any other competitor, in recent tournaments he's struggled on this stage. This is the 7th appearance in a row that he's made it to this stage, but in 6 previous tries he's cleared it 3 times, but also failed it 3 times, most recently in Tournament 12. He can take homage in the fact that he was able to defeat this identical Stage 2 in the last tournament to advance to the 3rd stage. So the question is, will Drago be able to hold his nerve once again on Stage 2 and continue his quest to get back to the final stage? Drago is Sick. Just incredible to think that he's become the first ever competitor to make it to Stage 2 10 times. When you also consider other top competitors like Ree's made it for the 9th time today, GameTypes has made it for the 7th time, but Drago is ahead of the pack, the king of Stage 1. Can he defeat Stage 2 though? It's caused him problems in recent tournaments, or in recent times, but he's looking to change that again today and make it 2 Stage 2 clears in a row. Moving okay through the spider, a little bit careful. Oh, he slips! Oh no, he's done the exact same thing as GameTypes! GameTypes managed to recover though and just beat the stage. Is Drago going to do the same? He's still being careful here on the jumps. He's up at this time. But look at the clock! Where's all the time gone? He's only got 27 seconds and he's not even done the spider walk yet. This is already looking like doom and gloom for Drago. Onto the balance tank, which is where he failed in Tournament 12. Even the ball is rolling slowly. Nothing's going right for Drago at the moment. He gets off it fast though, but he's only got 10 seconds and he hits the metal spin. This is heartbreaking for Drago. He rockets across the metal spin, but it's no good. He's out of time on the vehicle ramps. I think that's the first time ever he's ran out of time on a stage. But Drago is Sick. It's another heartbreaking defeat for Drago on Stage 2. He had a bit of a dodgy run in Stage 1, but he did what he always does, and that was defeat Stage 1. But on Stage 2, he made another mistake, a big mistake here on the spider walk. Missed the 4th column, just like GameTypes did. But he was just too slow through the rest of the stage. The balance tank cost him more time. And although he was quick at the very end on the metal spin, in the end it came to nothing. And once again, Drago is Sick is beaten. He will not be moving on to the 3rd stage. Oh, heartbreaking for Drago. Is this the last time we'll ever see him? Well, after that heartbreaking defeat, we're now on to our final competitor, Smokey Massacre. If Drago's the king of Stage 1, then Smokey is without doubt the king of Stage 2. He's beaten this stage in the last 4 consecutive tournaments and got the fastest time of more than 16 seconds in 3 of those 4 tournaments. I've said it before, I will say it again. If you want to know how to do Stage 2, watch a Smokey Massacre run, because he knows just how to do this stage. What the heck was that? Bit of a purposeless jump there. But it doesn't matter, he's onto the spider walk, takes the shortcut onto it. Going up it nicely. And zooms across the across section, and is going to head down the downward section as well. Very quickly. Onto the balance tank, he's going to absolutely rock it over this. Guarantee you it! Yes he does! Absolute machine! Onto the metal spin. He's got one of these on his own course, so it'd be a bit embarrassing if he failed this. And sure enough, he doesn't fail it. Might as well retire if you ever fail that obstacle, Smokey. But he's onto the vehicle ramps. Just look at how much time is left on the clock. Watching this makes you wonder how so many other people struggle with the time limit on this stage. 14.3 seconds left on the clock. Yet again, it is the fastest time on Stage 2 for Smokey. Not one of the fastest times he's ever had on this stage, but it is more than faster than anyone else, than any other time that anyone else has produced. His one slip-up was there on the brick climb, but apart from that, it was smooth sailing, and having set a new record along with XDom the Bomb X of 4 straight Stage 2 clears in the last tournament, Smokey has now set a new record of 5 straight clears. As you see the crowd here watching on, just as they did in stage 1. Drago, Elite MKB, Just One Player, Pandas, Snog, they're all happy. Pandas is so happy he's killing people. Not good, we're going to have to call security again. But they're all happy, Smokey's happy, I'm happy. Is he on his way back to the final stage once again? We'll have to wait and see, but well done to Smokey as he sets a new record of 5 straight stage 2 clears. And that brings us to the end of the second stage. A lucky 13 challengers made it, and for most of them it proved to be an absolute walk in the park, as 10 of them succeeded with just 3 failures. And that means for the second tournament in a row we will have a record number of challengers moving on to the third stage. Moving on is Smokey Massacre, who had the fastest time by almost 10 seconds. Grand Champion Re95, Elite MKB, Sidexshowxfreak, Master Neuromech, Newcomer Killer Demand, Ump Double Ump, iSpiteful, Sane the Legend for his first time, and Game Types. These 10 challengers now will face the third stage in the next episode to see if they have what it takes to make it to the final. But they will discover that this third stage is not the same as the one they saw in the last tournament. Join us next time, guys, to find out if any of the 10 challengers have what it takes to make it to the final stage. Until then, like, comment and subscribe. Go and check out our new Let's Play of Banjo-Kazooie. I've been Hunt Unit 751, and until then, guys, goodbye.